Oh, all right, guys, make sure we get your cameras on, please. I love seeing your faces. This is the most important meeting that you will ever run. That's what we're going to go over tonight. Okay. The most important meeting in your entire business. So thank you. Guys, this is the most important meeting you will ever run in your business. I promise you. This meeting that we're going to go over right now is how you turn one into 100, right? This is like, if you ever read the Bible, right? You feed the 5,000 with the 5 fish or whatever it was, 12 fish. I forget what it was. This is that meeting. Okay. I'm telling you, this is where your business explodes. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. We're going to jump right into this thing. First off, how you ever going to have a team if you can't get your ass to a builder school, right? I'm just going to be honest with you for a second. I'm going to coach you tough for a minute. Get there. Okay. Scan the QR code and go. All right, you're going to Michigan in the summer. Nobody wants to be at Michigan. Tickets are not that expensive, okay? Make sure you guys get up there. It's going to be awesome. John Lavin is an incredible teacher and coach. He's going to talk to everybody about getting full-time. So make sure you guys go. If you live in Michigan and you're not going, I'm real sad for you. I'm telling you guys, you have to make this a priority. No matter what, you need to be there, okay? So tonight we're going to talk about mastering the orientation, guys. I firmly believe that this is the most important meeting that you will ever run with somebody. Okay, this meeting teaches you how to build a business. This meeting teaches you overrides. This meeting teaches a brand new person how to go 3x3. Guys, this business is a three who gets three business. This meeting shows people how to get three. Are you with me? Are you following me right now? Okay, so a successful orientation will make or break your business. Okay. Type make or break in the Zoom chat, guys. You need to know how serious this is. And I really want you guys to make sure we're paying attention here. Okay. You set the tone for success or failure of your people on this meeting. I told you guys this a little over a week ago. I am going to start doing one group orientation every week, which is not a substitute. Okay. Not a substitute for you doing an orientation with your new person. Okay. And the reason for that is because I do one-on-one orientations with people. I'll get 10, 20 names, John. I don't do a one-on-one orientation. I got 7 or 8 people and we get 7 or 8 names. It's crazy. So that one-on-one, you're building that relationship, right? And I think that we could all agree that you want to get the most names out of an orientation that you possibly can, right? You want to show this person how this works, and you do that one-on-one, okay? So guys, this is a one-on-one meeting, okay? Thank you for the 4 of you that typed in the chat. I appreciate you guys. The rest of you, I'm not sure what's happening, but so the orientation must be completed within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, I forgot to change this. This is always email the packet and give them CDs. Clearly, we do not do that anymore. Obviously, this is Pruck's old slides. But guys, so you need to do your orientation in 24 to 48 hours and get them the homework, which I'm going to give you at the end. Okay, so 1 to 2 days. If you recruit somebody on a Friday, if you wait till Monday to do their orientation, they're as good as gone. I'm just going to be honest, guys. They're basically there's a high likelihood that they are not going to show up for their orientation on Monday if you give them all weekend. Okay, guys, you got to get them recruited and orientation right away. There have been times in our business, Angie, that I've recruited somebody, done an orientation right after that, maybe a 10, 15-minute break, go to the bathroom, whatever, get water, and then do an orientation. And I've gotten them one by one within a few hours. I've done that one time, but within a few days, that's not a long shot. You guys could do recruit somebody, orientation same day, get them one by one within 24 to 48 hours if you treat this with the urgency that it requires. Okay, so orientation must be done. So this is the first question that you should be asking people. And some of this is going to be a little bit different than the way I've been doing orientations because I haven't been doing them one-on-one. I've been doing them in groups, and that's what some of you guys have been seeing. The nuts and bolts are going to be the same, but some of the more in-depth questions are going to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to ask them, Angie, there is a right way and a wrong way for you to learn this business. Which would you like me to teach you? They're going to say the right way, right? The right way, obviously. I'm like, okay, awesome. Well, Angie, I'm going to teach you both because I think it's just as important that you know what not to do as much as you know what to do. Does that make sense? Tie down, tie down, tie downs, tie downs, tie downs. In the orientation, it's tie downs. You are reselling this person on why they need to be here. Okay. So I'm going to teach you both. Is that okay with you? Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Great. Awesome. So there are 3 legs. Your business is built on a 3-legged stool. Okay. So, John, if I were to take all of the money that you want to make on a monthly basis, and I'm going to ask him on the orientation. So how much money do you want to make? $2,000 a month. Great. So, John, if I were to take the $2,000 a month and put that on top of this stool right here, and we chopped off one of the legs, what's going to happen to your money? Okay, so if I were to take all the money you want to make monthly, put it on top of the stool, and chop off 1 or 2 of the legs, what's going to happen to your money? And they're going to say something along, it's going to go away, it's going to fall, I'm not going to have it, etc. Right? So awesome. So John, you can see the importance of working on all 3 of these legs at the same time. Am I right? Yes. Great. The first thing we're going to talk about is actually number 3, the life insurance license. All right. Are you guys following me? I'm going to let you guys unmute yourself. Actually, hang on one second. Let's see. Maybe not. I don't think I can do that actually. If you have a question, hit the raise hand button. I'm just going to roll right through this, guys. But if you like, it's important that you guys ask questions if you have them, because you guys are going to be giving orientations, hopefully starting this week, or if not this week, next week. So raise your hand if you have any questions. So I go to licensing, and then I tell them, I tell them, hey, listen, we need to get your test scheduled in 2 to 3 weeks or less. I mean, obviously, if we can do it faster, that would be better. But John, do you want to start getting paid in 2 or 3 weeks, or do you want to wait 2 or 3 months? Well, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, great. So we need to get this thing scheduled really fast. Okay. So we're going to get you scheduled. You're going to pass that test. You're going to be making $500 every time you sit down and help somebody or more. All right. So John, how you get through the licensing, we're going to go through 3 different things. Number 1, we're going to do key terms, or the terms to know. All right. So you're going to go through your thing and you're going to see all the definitions. You're going to write down the ones that you don't know. Make little flashcards, whatever you got to do. Number 2 is the know this section. These are literally test questions. All right. I know I sound like I'm giving you an orientation because I'm telling you how I say things. Okay. So if you want to duplicate the results that we have, say the things that I say. Okay. So Angie, these are all gray little boxes. It says know this. These are actual test questions. If it says know this, what do you think you should do with the information? Right. And I'm unmuted and I'm talking to them. And what do you think they always say? Oh, know this. Okay. Yes. You should probably know this. Right. So that being said, we have chapter recap. The last thing, this is like an overview of the chapter. Okay. So it's an overview. It's going to go over everything that you need to know to take and pass the quiz. So David, where I would start is I would go to the chapter recap first. I'd read through that, and then I'd hit all the terms that I'm not sure what it is, and then I would go take a quiz. And then I would come back and hit those things again and go take a quiz again. And these are open note quizzes. Okay, you should be taking 1 quiz a day and getting through 1 chapter a day, ready to schedule your test by the end of the week. Taking that test in 2 to 3 weeks takes you 30 minutes to an hour a day. Is that fair? Sounds great. Awesome. Any questions on licensing? And then they're going to ask you whatever questions they have, and then you answer it. Also, one-on-one orientations, it under absolutely no circumstance is anybody not in licensing after your orientation. Oh, great. I don't have my phone on me. Wonderful. I'm going to pull up my screen. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to get you into licensing on my computer, and I'll send you the link. Okay. Awesome. Great. No matter what, everybody type no matter what in the Zoom chat. No matter what, you are getting them on licensing. Does that make sense? Are you following me? Are we good? Thumbs up if you're good. Cool. If you have a question right now, hit the raise hand button. I'll give you about 10 seconds to hit the button if you have a question. No, cool. That is the most straightforward part of the orientation. All right. So after that, I go back to the stool, right? I explain the stool again. All right, cool. So that was the first leg. So we got 1 leg down. We're going to work on that one, right? Our second leg is the trainings and the technology. Sorry, I ate some spicy food right before this, and my nose is not pumped about it. My nose is running like a water fountain. It's disgusting. Anyway, so the next thing, what is happening? Oh my gosh. I clicked on something crazy and my computer went nuts. Meetings. Oh my gosh. Back up. There we go. Okay. So the next thing, Angie, is the meetings. All right. So meetings. Right. I don't know why it's on there twice, but we have the money printing machine story. Okay. So the first thing I talk about, I talk about the 3 legs, right? And then you guys should all have the document, the PDF. If you don't, I'll put it in the licensed agent chat. I am going to get that remade. I know I told you I'd try to have it done by this week. I completely forgot, but I will get that done soon. I'm going to go through and revamp our entire Telegram and everything right now. Like Ian at our coaching call that we are our coaching session we were at on Friday really helped me to believe that I can build something massive with using a good teachable and a good system, which we have, and just making it better. So I'm going to be revamping all of that stuff over the coming month or so. So if you start seeing changes in there, that's on purpose. You're not going crazy. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about the money printing machine story. If you have no idea what the money printing machine story is, just type me in the Zoom chat real quick, because I don't know. Some of you all have heard it, some of you all have not. So the money printing machine story is like this, Amanda. So if I were to give you all of the blueprints and all of the pieces, right, for you to go build a money printing machine, would you want to build it? Yes or no? And they're going to say yes. Okay, great. Now, inside of the box is the directions, right? And you have to take that box into your basement, right? And in the basement, there's no lights. The only light that there is a lamp. Would you plug the lamp in or not? Yes, I would plug the lamp in. Okay, awesome. So, John, our meetings are going to give you the light to show you the blueprint for you to build your money printing machine. Because once you have a life insurance license, which we just talked about, you're going to have it by the end of the month, right? Once you have your life insurance license, you have the ability to go and make money whenever you want to. You have the ability to print money with your life insurance license if you go out and you do what you need to do. All right. Does that make sense? They're going to say yes. Okay, great. So these are our meeting times. All right. So guys, if you haven't noticed, there is a new time on here that's been swapped out on Saturdays. Okay. It's a different Saturday time. So Sunday, 101, 8 o'clock. Congrats. You're all here right now. That's the time. Okay. So Sunday at 8 a.m. We have Tuesday at 7 p.m. That's our RVP training center call. That's with the whole base shop, or sorry, the whole office. Right. And then on Saturday morning, we're going to have boot camps like what we had last week, where I dove into it with you guys about overcoming objections and the sales process. I'm going to start doing that on Saturday, where it's more practical things that our team needs to help you guys with the things that you need. The boot camp, everything is on my YouTube. So all of the trainings that I personally run, which is the Sundays, the Saturdays, and the Monday through Friday calls, you can go to my YouTube and they're all on YouTube. So John, you can watch them on a replay if you're at work or whatever it is. Okay. So outside of that, guys, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. And I'm going to give them these times. So y'all should screenshot this. Make sure you have the times. I'm going to explain those times. And then here's the reality, guys. Most people start this and have another job, right? So when they started, I'm going to ask them, I'm going to say, Angie, so do you currently have any work conflict or pre-existing commitments that would stop you from being able to make any of these times available? And they're going to say no. And they're probably going to say no. You're like, awesome. I will see you on all of those calls. I can't wait to see you. You are not going to tell them one single thing about the recordings, period. Okay. Because there's 27 people on this call right now. And I guarantee you, I'm going to put this video up on our Telegram later at the end of the night or tomorrow morning, and it'll have 10 or 15 watches by the end of the night, by the end of that first day. Why? Because Angie, people don't come to training because they know that like my biggest regret that I've done is started telling everybody that everything's on replays and that they don't have to come to the live training, because I promise you guys, the live training is different, even if it's on Zoom, right? Even this call is different than the recording of this call, right? So you guys got to get on them live. Never, ever, 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 ever tell your people about the recording. So except for in a situation like this, ready? So Angie, do you have any pre-existing things that would stop you from getting on any of these calls? Oh yeah, actually, Saturday morning I work at a diner. I do some waitressing on the weekend, make a little bit extra money. I can't make the Saturday call. Okay, no worries. Angie, I'm gonna tell you a secret. You cannot tell anybody about it. I'm gonna trust you with that. Is that okay? Can I have your word that you're not gonna give this link out to anybody else? Yes. Okay, awesome. Angie, this is the link. I'll send it to you. Just remind me on Saturday afternoons. I'll make sure you get the link to the training. Okay. Shoot me a text. What does that do? Two things. Number one, it gets them to reach out to me so I know that they're actually engaged and they're doing it. Okay. So as a trainer, it shows me that they're actually doing what they said. But also, what it does is I don't go broadcast that everything's recorded so my team doesn't show up to trainings, right? Because that's what's happening is a lot of our teams are watching the recordings and the replays. I know they are, and it's better than nothing, but I think we could all agree that these live calls are better than any recording. You can get your questions asked. It's a little bit of the environment, right? Even though you might be at home in your living room, whatever, it's still the environment's different watching right now than watching a recording. It just is. So the only thing I'm going to tell them that is on YouTube, and I'm still going to tell them that they should do is to follow my YouTube channel. You guys should direct everybody to my YouTube channel for the live videos for those Monday through Friday wake up calls. A lot of people have kids and work and stuff. It's hard for them to get on, but direct them there for the wake up calls. Have them subscribe so they get a notification every time it's live. And people will figure out that we have recordings and that everything's recorded. And Angie, I don't really care if people know. I'm not trying to stop them from knowing. I'm trying to stop them from not building the habit of getting on the meetings. Does that make sense? I've never, and I would tell them this, I've never met a winner that was also a misser, right? I've never met somebody who habitually missed meetings and won big in Primerica. Never. Right now, I'm not saying things don't happen. We don't miss something every once in a while, but what I am saying, I am telling you that I've never met somebody that misses consistently and wins. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so don't miss what I'm saying here. And then John, conflicts. Yeah, people have work conflicts. It is what it is. Just watch the recording if you have to, right? But we don't want to. That shouldn't be our crutch. That shouldn't be the only way that we watch the meeting. All right, and then I tell them the college class story. Most of you guys probably have heard this one, right? So there's two people, right? One guy sits in the back, and I would tell it just like this. So John, did you go to college? No, I didn't. Okay, great. Well, just imagine you did, right? And you're getting ready to take your final, or oh no, I didn't go to college. Great. Okay, so in high school, right? If you're anything like me, you never went to class, right? Imagine the final exam came up, you never went to class, and when you did, you were sitting in the back with your hood up and the headphones in. You never paid attention. You were always disruptive. You were late every day. You left early, caused all types of problems. But right before the final exam, John, you walked in and you said, "Hey, you know what, teacher, I really need some help. I got to pass this class to make sure that I don't miss what's going on, right? I got to make sure I pass this so I don't get held back." Right? Well, the teacher, John's going to say, "Hey, you know what? Guess what? You probably should have tried coming to class, right? Because you didn't come at all. You weren't paying attention. You never turned in your homework, right? You were always late, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." So now the other side, John, is maybe you went to class, right? Probably a little bit better than me. So you're in class. You're in the front row. You're buying Starbucks for the teacher every once in a while. Doesn't matter. Some people might say you're sucking up, but I would say that you're being resourceful, right? You know who's going to be able to help you in the time you need it. But with that, John, you walk in the day before the exam, right? But you're about to take your test, and you say, "Teacher, I need a couple minutes. I got to pass this exam. I'm right on the cusp. I have a couple questions. Can you give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes?" He said, "I'll give you as much time as you need, John. What can I do? How can I help you?" Why? Because you showed up to every class. Right? You showed up to every single class. You never missed one. You always ask the questions, right? And so it's important, guys, that you explain that to them. The other thing I would tell them, and I don't have a note on this, so I'm sorry if there's not anything for you to screenshot with this, but I would tell people, what I would say to them is, hey, think about it this way, right? Like if you, Angie, if you brought on one person and you had to give them 2 presentations a week, how long would that take? About an hour presentation each, about 2 hours, right? Okay, but now imagine that you brought on 20 people, and now you got to give every one of those people 2 1-hour-long presentations. How much time is that? That's 40 hours a week. There's your whole week right there. You don't have all you're doing is training. You don't have any time to make any sales because all you're doing is training people. You don't have any time. All you're doing is teaching people, giving orientations and running presentations, right? You don't have any time for anything else. So, Angie, what if you could put all 20 of those people in one classroom setting, right? Or on one Zoom call, and you could teach them all the first meeting at the same time. Then you could teach them all the second meeting at the same time. Now, how long would that take for the same 20 people? Well, it'd take 2 hours. Right now, what if you recruited 1,000 people next month? How long would it take you to train all those people? 2 hours. Right? Angie, do you see why it's important that we make sure we rally everybody to the meetings? Awesome. Any questions on meetings, guys? Cool. You don't have to beat a dead horse here, but our meeting attendance sucks. I'll be honest with you. Like as a team, we're recruiting 50 plus people a month. Our meeting attendance is atrocious. Like if we could just get people to go to meetings, all of you would be making 4, 5, 6 grand a month. I have no doubt in my mind. But we recruit them and we can't even get them on an orientation, partially because of the group orientation times are not like maybe doesn't work with their schedule. So that's why you guys are going to start giving orientations when you start recruiting people, start scheduling them yourself. If anybody has a question, go ahead and hit the raise hand button. I believe that was the last one there. That was the leverage, right? Talk about it. Cool. John Lawton, go ahead. What's your question? Make it quick because I got about 15 minutes to get through the rest.
Yep. So quick question is it okay to do the orientation immediately after getting the IBA in?
Yes.
Okay.
The sooner the better, honestly. Like if they have time, you recruit them and you're like, hey, do you have 30, 45 minutes right now where we can go through everything? No, I don't. Okay, great. Let's get it scheduled. If they do, do it right there. No, absolutely no problem with that at all. Amanda, where can I get this? It's not on POL. It's in our Teachable. It's in our district leader Teachable. If you're not a district leader, you will not have access to this document. Okay? Because if you're not a district leader, you can be mad at me if you want to about this, but this is a decision that I made. If you're not yet a district leader, you have not seen enough appointments that you are training people, which means that you are not doing orientations because you're not by yourself yet. Does that make sense? So this document's going to get redone and put into the district leader portion of the portal once we get it done. I don't, and Amanda, John, also you're saying you'll see it soon too, right? Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want you running wild with information that you're not ready for yet just because you haven't seen enough. Now, I understand that you have to fail to go forward, right? Like we have to fail forward. I get that, but I don't want you to fail and completely fall off the bridge. Does that make sense? That's not good. I want you to be ready to go one step at a time. So you should be recruiting first by yourself before you're doing orientations. Okay. So if you are solo recruiting and you're not yet a district leader, that's great. Let me know and I'll get you the document. I got no problem with that. Okay. All right, sweet. Next thing, field training and fast start bonus, promotions and bonuses. Your people are going to do what you expect here. Okay. And not by what you're telling yourself that you expect or what you're telling me that you expect or your coach, but your people are going to do what you expect of them by how you say it to them and the way that they hear your excitement and your energy level and the tone that you're driving across and the vibe, the vibrations, the energies, the crystals, whatever crap you want to say, whatever it is that however you're talking to them, your people are going to they're going to absorb that negative energy and they're going to go 0 by 0 and quit, or they're going to absorb your positive energy and they're going to go 1 by 1 or 20 by 20 and they're going to stick around forever because of how excited you were in the beginning of the orientation. You're going to have more time to earn their trust because you do it well. Does that make sense? I would argue that this is the spot that people miss the most in orientations. This is also where Andy changed his orientation from Ian. And this is why Ian started having Andy teach how to do orientations instead of himself. So Andy switched up his orientations with us. Like he did it this way with us. We were the first one and we exploded. Well, one of the first ones that did anything with it, right? But we exploded and he has since promoted 4 regional vice presidents in the last 2 years. About to have number 5 and number 6. And Angie is about to have a second generation RVP here pretty soon too, from one coming out from Jessica. So this works. All right. So are you ready? Can I teach you? Are you cool with that? Put in the Zoom chat if you're ready. Say I'm ready, like SpongeBob. Right? I'm ready. I'm going to go do it. So We all don't have to do it if you don't want to. So first thing, I show them this, right? I go up the slideshow, I show them this, okay? Now I'm going to come back to this. Don't freak out. But I show them this. And then I come to here and I tell them while they're still looking at it, John. So I don't pull it off the screen. I just show it while they're still looking at it. I say, so Angie, I have 2 goals right now. Okay. Number 1, I need you to understand what the word recruit means. Number 2, I need you to understand what the word override or profit means. Okay. So first off, we recruit. You can recruit. You don't have to recruit, right? So I'm going to go back to here so you can see it. So John, I'd be talking to him. I say, John, so there's a word on here I need you to know, right? It's the word recruit. And some people see it and they freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, do I have to recruit people? Is it a pyramid scheme? Blah, blah, blah. All the things that you might be feeling right now. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But I need you to understand that literally every business, every organization, every club, everything that you've ever been a part of recruits. Okay, let me prove it to you really fast. So you have the opportunity to recruit somebody and work in your business, right? John, let's say you went and start a lawn care company, right? Now, do you want to cut lawns forever? And they're going to say no. You can pick whatever business you want to. It doesn't matter. But hey, if you start a lawn care company, John, are you going to cut lawns forever by yourself, or are you eventually going to hire somebody? Well, eventually I'll hire somebody, right? Okay, cool. So you're going to recruit somebody, right, to come and work in your business. And are you going to give them 100% of the profit from that lawn, or are you going to take a little bit off the top for business expenses and stuff? Well, I'll take a little bit off the top. Okay, great. So, John, you're going to recruit somebody and make a little bit of money without being present because it's a business, right? And that's how businesses run. Let's talk about organizations. John, I go to a pretty big church here in Tampa, and they're always talking about bringing friends, bringing guests, right? We do like we used to bring a friend day at my church, right? There's nothing weird about that. Like, we don't think it's weird to invite somebody to church. So like we get talked about to recruit at our church all the time. You can pick whatever organization you want. You don't have to talk about church if that's not you, but that's what I always talk about because I do. I bring people to church with me all the time. Right? I love bringing people to church with me. It's fun. I enjoy it. So there's that. Right. The other thing is, John, I don't know if you ever, like, if you went to public school, and most of the time they do, right? I ask them, did you go to public school? Yes. Cool. Did you ever have the military just come in and like hang out in the middle of the lunchroom and talk to you about maybe coming and joining the military when your parents aren't present when you're 16 years old? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So they're recruiting you to the military. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love the military, very grateful for it. And a lot of times as people in the military, they like, oh, totally understand this. They're like, yeah, this definitely happened to me, right? I got recruited straight out of high school. They literally have a recruiter in the school talking to them. Guys, you understand, and I tell them this, you understand there's 6-figure jobs. You can go on Indeed and get a 6-figure recruiter job. Why? Because business owners understand that your business builds at the speed and at the value of the people that you bring onto the team and that you train them. Right. So that's the first thing, right? You got to understand that. The second thing is you got to know an override. Override is just a profit. For a business to remain open, you need a profit or an override, correct? Yes. Awesome. So, Angie, let's say you're a senior regional leader, right? You're making 80%, and I'd highlight it. I can't highlight it right here. It'll change the screen, but I'd highlight it if I could. So you're making 80% commission. Now, let's say, Angie, that you hired somebody, you trained them, and you developed them to be a district leader. Okay, so without you, they would not have any idea what to do. But you trained them, you taught them, and I'd ask them. I'd say, Angie, have you ever hired, trained, and developed anybody before at a job? Like, have you ever had somebody get hired and you had to train them on how to do their job? And I'd relate to them. Like, if they're working at McDonald's, you ever train somebody on how to work the fry machine? Like, yeah, I did. Did you get paid more based on how fast they cook the fries, or if they were bad, did you get paid less? No, I got paid the same. Okay, great. And Angie, between you, me, and Jesus, would you have maybe worked a little bit harder, trained them maybe just a little bit better if you knew you were going to get paid better if they were better? And they always say, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, great. So, John, wouldn't it be beneficial for you to hire and train somebody to be the best possible agent that they possibly could be here, right, Ambrose? That way they could get to a 60 or a 70% contract and make as much money as possible. They're going to say yes. Awesome. So the override here, Angie, is the difference between the district leader contract and the senior regional leader contract, between the 50 and the 80. So, Angie, somebody's going to go out, they're going to close business. You're going to make a $300 override or profit on that business. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, awesome. How many district leaders do you want if you're a senior regional leader? All of them. Great. Okay. When they say that, David, as soon as they're like, dude, I want all of the, like, as many as I can get. Awesome. I know that they understand overrides. I'm moving on to the next thing. So I got them to understand this. Now I'm going to show them this. So guys, in your first 30 days, this is what it looks like. I always say the company got smart. And in your first 30 days, this is what it looks like. Right. And guys, I am going to go over tomorrow morning. No, I can't. I got to do this right now. I got to go really fast. You guys are definitely going to have questions after this, guys. And I apologize in advance that I don't have the time to like go slow through this, but I'm going to record it, go back and watch it. Okay. Everybody good with that? Thumbs up if you're good with that, please. So why is my camera not my camera, all right, cool. It's small. Bear with me. Okay. So I always show them this, right? So Jenna, if you are not licensed and I am licensed, who's going to get paid the commission on the sales? You or me? They will say you, right? So who's getting paid the license? You are. Okay, great. Awesome. So Jenna, I don't want you not getting paid, right? So you're going to get paid the fast start bonus. Every time we do one recruit and $1,000 in premium, Jenna, you're going to make $200. Okay. Now, Jenna, all you got to do is sit there and smile and nod. And I do that, right? I smile and nod at them, Amber. And I say, you can smile and nod, right? And they say, yes. And they always smile and nod, yes, every single time. Awesome. So, and I say, congrats, you're a professional, right? Great job. And then I go right into the point where I say, okay, awesome. So let's just talk if you got to division leader, right? So let's say, Jenna, that you got to division leader. You got 5 recruits, right? So 60% stick around, about 40% are going to quit right off the rip. And so I go so 5 times 0.6. And I have 3. And I'm doing this in front of them on a calculator on a shared screen. Okay. So you have 5 recruits. You have 3 left. Okay. Now, how many policies do you think the average person brings in their first 30 days? They are going to say some random number. You're going to say, awesome. Great guess, Jericho. It's 2. Okay. Awesome. So you got 2. So now there's 6. So you have 6 policies, 3 people times 2 policies. Each on average is 6. Are you with me? Yes, they're with you. Great. How much do you think the average policy is worth per year? And they're going to give you all types of random numbers. Great guess. It's $1,000. Okay. So you have $6,000 in annual premium. And Jericho, that's what you're going to be paid off of. So Tammy, you're at a division leader, right? So you're a 60% contract. So we're going to go times 0.6. That is $3,600 that you're going to get paid in your first licensed month. Why? Because Jericho, you are licensed now and the trainees are not. So you're going to get paid the commission on the sales. They're going to get paid the bonus. And it's like a pay it forward type of business. You do that one time, you never got to do it again. So now you go out and you help people. Every time you help somebody, you get paid. You're making $3,600. The company's going to give you 75% of that up front. They're going to give you 25% of that in what's called earns. It's in month 10, 11, and 12. You're going to get an equal distribution of that. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Great. Watch the recording if I lost you. I'm going to lose you here probably for sure. So definitely watch the recording of this. But so Jericho, let's say you're like, Dan, you know what? 80%, not that much of a difference. Well, I would beg to differ, right? So we got 15 people right now, 60% stick around. Right? I had the wrong buttons. It's 9, right? So you're going to get the answer of 9. So I would always make the joke. It's more money, more problems, right? You ever heard that song, More Money, More Problems? It's more people, more problems. You've got to deal with more people. You're going to have more people quit. It is what it is. It's fine. So now you have 9 people, Jericho, and you have 2 policies per person, right? Because 2 policies on average times 9 is 18. So now you have 18 policies times $1,000 in premium. Jericho, you have $18,000 in premium. But you're at an 80% contract, not a 60% contract, right? So it's only a 20% difference, but it's 3 times the people in your first 30 days. So now you're out, you're helping people, you're doing everything you can do at an 80% contract. You make $14,400 in your first licensed month. Not bad, right? But you're going to get paid 75% of that up front. It's $10,800 that you just got paid in your first licensed month, just by getting to senior regional leader. Jericho, do you see the importance of going big in your first 30 days? Because even if you shot big and you miss small, you're going to miss with division leader. But if you shoot for district leader and you miss, well, you're going to end up at a senior rep. Do you see the importance in going big and shooting for the stars in your first 30 days and let me help you and getting you a bunch of referrals and doing and guys, just sell the dream on how you're going to get them referrals and you're going to train them and they're going to learn everything they need to learn and they're going to be independent, be able to run their own business. Do you see value in that? They're going to say yes. So we're going to master what I just showed you, right? Everything I just went over, we're going to go through all. You guys need to master the orientation that I just gave you. I'm telling you, it's going to set you free in your business. Guys, then I'm going to start the names list with them and I'm going to ask for their best people, right? And I'm going to give you guys more training on this in week 6 on how to build a list with people. But I start with a wedding list. Guys, use this if you need to. It's on the PDF. And then guys, take a screenshot of this. You have to do this. Make sure they're in Telegram. Book a one-on-one. If there's a meeting the next day, book a one-on-one for after the meeting, right? So let's say you recruited somebody yesterday and you did their orientation, Jerica. You're not going to book a one-on-one on Sunday. You're going to get them to the training on Sunday and a meeting with you one-on-one on Monday. Does that make sense? Now, let's say you recruit them on a Tuesday and the next training's on a Saturday. You're going to get them on a Thursday one-on-one, and then the Saturday they'll go to the meeting. Does that make sense, guys? Have them put the opportunity post up and send them the appointment setting bootcamp or the appointment setting audio. Guys, I hope that was helpful. I trust that that was helpful. I'm going to get you guys the recording of this as soon as it's up and live. So everybody go ahead and jump back to the main room really quick. And that's all I got for you, but hop back to the main room real quick and then we'll be done. All right.